Welcome to my latest video. Today we'll be making lamb chops. I actually have a rack of lamb here and we're going to cut them up into chops with an eggplant peasant salad. So let's get this started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the stem off of the eggplant. Okay, and we're just going to cut these into cubes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make about 1/2 inch cuts. And then when I have them cut like this, I'm just going to basically cut them into cubes. Just like this. Cubes about this size. Doesn't matter whether it's a little bigger or a little smaller. And we're just going to toss them in here and then we're going to season them from here. So I'm going to get that started. Okay, so basically all I did was I cubed up the eggplant and I put it in a little Tupperware. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little extra virgin olive oil on it. And, you know, just make it a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, whatever it takes just to get it moist. You want it to get a nice little moisture. And I'm going to throw probably a teaspoon of salt, give it some flavor, and a teaspoon of pepper. Okay, I'm going to put a cover on it and I'm just going to shake it around just to get all the seasonings even on the eggplant. You know, you could use a bowl or anything, a bag, you could use a bag to do this. And basically all I'm going to do is shake it around like that. Now, when you're done with that, and it's all, you can actually lay it down on this cooking pan and put it in the oven at 355 for about 20 to 25 minutes. You'll see the eggplant getting brown and you'll know it's ready. So about 20 to 25 minutes on this pan. I'm actually going to throw it on the grill, which is another way you can do it. But you can put it on a pan, spread it out, and put it in the oven at 355 for about 25 minutes. Okay, so what you have here is I picked this up at Costco. It's a rack of lamb, and we're going to do lamb chops. So I find these racks at Costco are very good. So basically all I do is I take my knife and I go in between. You can see the bone. If you put it this side up, you can see the bone. So you just take your knife, go right in between the bone, and just slice it right off and you have the chops. Or you can just go to the store. If they have lamb chops, you can just order the lamb chops. But they didn't have them while I was there. And this is what they sell at Costco, so I bought this and just cut them right up. So we're going to have the lamb chops this way. So now we're going to work on the dressing that we're going to use for the salad, as well as we're going to use some of it to cook the pork chops in. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to take 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of garlic. And I'm going to take 1/2 teaspoon of oregano. Okay, I'm going to throw a little bit of salt, a pinch of salt, big pinch, and some pepper. And that's going to serve as our basic dressing, and we're also going to use it to cook the lamb chops in. Okay, so we're on to the next process. Okay, so I just took the eggplant off the grill, and that's what you're going to see. The eggplant gets a little darker in color, and it's going to look a little baked. Whether you use the grill or the oven, it's going to look just like that. So that is the eggplant, so it's ready to go into the salad. Okay, so now we're going to prepare the salad that's going to go with the lamb chops. I just took some tomatoes. I took about 4 of them, about this size. I got to make sure they're nice and ripe, because this is a tomato salad. You want some nice flavor. So I just took 4 of those tomatoes. I'm going to throw them in here. And I took a bunch of bay leaves. The bay leaves down here in Jersey are a little big, so I just took some basil, chopped it up. I'm going to throw that in there. And I grilled some bread, which I'm going to cut up and put in there as well. If you're not eating bread, I'm sure there's some other stuff, croutons and stuff, that you'll be able to add on there, or get something crunchy to put in your salad. So now I'm going to take a little bit of salt, and just 2 pinches of salt, and I'm going to crack some pepper in here. Okay. And I'm going to let this just sit here and let the basil and the tomatoes get flavor. And at the very end, what I'm going to do is I'll chop up the bread, put it in here, and pour the dressing over so that it doesn't get too soggy. So we'll do that at the very end. Right now I'm going to start with the lamb. Okay, I actually forgot. I'm going to throw the eggplant in as well. So I'll take all the eggplant and I'll drop the eggplant in here as well. So we have the tomatoes, the basil, and the eggplant. And I'm just going to shake it around. Let the salt and the pepper and the juices from the tomato all blend in. And now we will start with the lamb. Okay, so now we're going to start with the lamb chops. The first thing we're going to do is we'll put about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil into the pan. I put the pan on 5. So we'll do that. Oops. Put that up there properly. And we put it on 5. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a brush and I'm just going to brush the entire pan so that it's all covered in olive oil. I'm going to let this heat up for about 2 to 3 minutes, let it get really hot, because what I want to do is I want to get a nice sear on the lamb chops and lock in the flavor. Okay, while I'm waiting for the oil to heat up, I'm going to add a little bit of salt to the lamb chops, and I'm going to crack a little pepper, and then we're going to put them this face down, and then we'll put salt and pepper on the other side when it's face up. So let's give this about 2 to 3 minutes to heat up. Okay, so the oil's been heating for about 2 to 3 minutes, and I can hear it popping a little, so it looks like we'll be able to lay down our lamb chops, and you're going to hear a little sear. That's what you want to hear. That means you're searing a lamb, and you're locking in the flavor. So let's just lay them all in. We're going to lay them down the side that we place the salt and pepper on. So I'm just flipping them here. And I'm just laying them all down like this. Good to get a nice big pan so you can put them all in at once. Okay, so we're going to let this sit, I would say about 3 minutes. I'll let you know. So it gets nice and brown, and it will release, and then we'll just flip them right over. But while we're waiting for that to happen, we'll do a little salt and pepper on this side. That way we have both sides of the lamb flavor. Okay, and we're good to go. Okay, so it's been about 3 minutes. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip the lamb. And if you take a close look, you can see how the lamb has seared nicely. You got those nice caramelization there. Sometimes it sticks a little, so you just gotta get under it and flip it. So we got some nice caramelization there. And what basically we did was we locked in the flavor of the lamb. And we're going to cook it 3 minutes on this side for now. And let's give it 3 minutes. Okay, so if you take a closer look here, the lamb's been on for 3 minutes on this side. And I'm just going to take some of that dressing that we made, and I'm just going to pour some in over the lamb to give it a little bit of that flavor. Okay, and I have preheated the oven to 355 degrees. So I'm going to take the lamb, take it off the stove top, and put it in the oven. I'm going to put it in the oven for about 6 to 7 minutes, and then everything will be done. Okay, so the lamb has been cooking for about 6 minutes in the oven. And it looks like it's just about done. I have taken out the salad. I added some bread to it that I had grilled. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of the dressing over it. I add a little salt and pepper, so here's the dressing. And now we're going to add the lamb chops. And that is dinner. That's your lamb chops with a peasant salad. And I hope you enjoy it.